This is Evan from FTC Team 14596 Accelerate, and today I'm going to be going over how to code a simple auto in Android Studio. What I have on screen now is simple code that every autonomous will include in some form or another, but usually this is what you will have. This code is just here to tell the compiler how to run the program. With the autonomous tag, you can change things of how it would appear on the phone. Like if you set the name outside of the default, like I could set this to auto1, and I could set a group to tutorial. This would organize the op modes on the robot controller apps such that it's grouped with every other item in the tutorial group in order of auto1 and auto2, etc. Another tag we could add is the @disabled tag. What this tag does is it removes the op mode from the list of op modes on your robot controller so that it doesn't clutter up the space. But we'll just comment this one out for now. We'll start with our left wheel, and this is assuming that we're starting off with a tank drive. This code right here looks through the configuration on the robot controller app for the item left motor, stores it in the left wheel variable. We'll do the same thing for the right wheel as well. Now that we have our motors initialized, we'll want to start them moving. So to do this, we will grab our left wheel variable and set its power to any number between -1 and 1. This is a percentage, so you could do 0.5 or 0.05, but generally lower speeds or closer to 0 speeds are hard to run due to a lack of torque in the motors. But for now, we'll just run it at 50% power. What this will do is it'll just set our power to the left wheel to 50% power forwards, and it'll just stay that way until we tell it to do something like left wheel dot set power 0, and now it'll stop, but there won't be any time between setting the power to 50% and setting it back to 0, so we'll need to add a sleep function in the middle for maybe 1,000 milliseconds or just 1 second. And now our program will set the left wheel to go at 50% power for 1 second and then stop. This is a very simple auto, and we can do more on top of this. Like we'll also add in our right wheel to the same power and tell it to stop afterwards as well. A simple way to shorten the code is to write a method for just a forward and a rightward or turning movement. We'll take parameters as in a double for power and a long for milliseconds. And we will just cut and paste this code up here and have it use the input parameters for power and milliseconds. And now if we want to use this, we just say go forward at 30% power for 500 milliseconds. And now the code is a lot more compact, and we could do this again, say we could go forwards, but with a negative variable for 300 milliseconds. And earlier I made a mistake. It should only be one set of parentheses there. And this is a simple code that will go forwards at 30% power for half a second, and then backwards at 50% power for 0.3 of a second. We could also convert this forwards method to a turning method, like turn right, and all we'd have to do is set one of our power variables to negative, and then it will have our motors turn left or turn right, depending on what power we put in. And this makes it so that this code right here will turn right for 500 milliseconds and then turn left for 300 milliseconds at different powers. This is everything you need to know to write a simple auto for your FTC season.